I don't know, Droff. They'd skin us alive if they knew we were doing this.
Why are you always acting like such a big baby? I've gotten us this far.
This far? We're living in a sewer. You said we'd have a house as big as the Blackbriars by now.
You worry about bashing people's heads in. I'll worry about the guild, okay?
Okay.
Hey you, stop right there. Empty your pockets or end up as skeever food. No need to get hasty. I was just testing you. You can go on ahead. Let him go, Hunan. All clear.
What are you looking at?
Who's there?
Did you hear something?
What was that?
Anybody there?
So far, this hasn't been too bad. Gets lonely exploring by myself, though.
Give it up, Brynjo. Those days are over.
I'm telling you, this one is different.
We've all heard that one before, Bryn. Quit kidding yourself.
It's time to face the truth, old friend. You, Vex, Mercer, you're all part of a dying breed. Things are changing.
Dying breed, eh? Well, what do you call that, then? Well, well. Calling me impressed, lass. I wasn't certain I'd ever see you again. Reliable and headstrong? You're turning out to be quite the prize. So, now that I've whetted your appetite with our little scheme at the market, how about handling a few deadbeats for me? They owe our organization some serious coin, and they've decided not to pay. I want you to explain to them the error of their ways. Kirava, Bersi Honeyhand, and Helga. Do this right, and I can promise you a permanent place in our organization. Honestly, the debt is secondary here. What's more important is that you get the message across that we aren't to be ignored. A word of warning, though. I don't want any of them killed. Bad for business. Good. If you need any details on your marks, I'll be here. Now get going. Kirava's stubborn, but she's got a soft spot for family. Talk to Talon Jay at the Bee and Barb, and see if you can get something out of him. They're well acquainted, if you catch my meaning. Helga is a devout follower of Dibella, and dotes over the statue to the divine that she keeps at the bunkhouse. Use it as leverage, and she'll cave. He's as pig-headed a man as you'll ever find. The key is that ugly dwarven urn in his shop. Smash that thing to bits and he'll change his attitude.
Talk to me again when you've proven yourself to Brynjolf.
You need advice? Talk to Brynjolf. I got better things to do.
Last person who made trouble for Veckel ended up with a smashed head.
Come back later, and I may have some work for you. Stick with me, and they'll never even know you're there.
Huh. I suppose I can work with your face. After all, the sculptor cannot always choose the finest clay. Yes, I once practiced my art in the salons and manners of Tamriel's great and good. But no matter, the greatest artist up. So, are you here as a client? Shall I remake your face? Indeed. It is no small thing to submit yourself to the flesh sculptor's knife. Until next time.
If you're looking for conversation, the flagon isn't the place. I'm not here to hold your hand. Figure this one out for yourself.
This should be good.
Somebody help!
I've suffered worse than that training. Just a scratch.
Enough!
Get him. Kill him.
You'll beg me to kill you before I'm done. It's nothing.
No sign of him.
Can I help you?
If you're looking for a room, try the Bee and Barb. This place is for the working man. This heap of matchsticks is what everyone calls Helga's bunkhouse. The bunkhouse is for the working man, not some sort of What does he want now? I already explained to him that you can't get blood from a stone. Look, I can't make the coin appear out of thin air. Please, be reasonable. I'll pay next month. And so have I. What's the point of paying it? You can't scare me with your tough talk. I'm not paying you people a single coin.
Can't you bother me at my armor stand in the market? Or are you that desperate for training? I'll teach you how to use it effectively and keep you quick on your feet. Look, I've moved all over Skyrim selling these bits of junk. I'm not out to win friends, and I could care less. The sooner I get out of Skyrim, the better. Come back when you're ready to spend more gold.
Sorry about the mess. Keeping this place clean is quite a chore. Work? I suppose you can call it that. I call it slavery. Ever since my parents died and Helga took me in, it's been a night. So now I'm stuck living here, while those pigs she calls customers grope me and say the most... It's not just the work, it's everything about her. She's disgusting. Do you know she's slept with 3 different men in the last month alone? What? Just for once, I'd like to see her squirm. Actually, there is. But I don't think I could get away with... You see, I happen to know, after she makes love, she gives her partner a token of her affection. If you confront her with 3 of the marks, she'd be so embarrassed. Well, I don't... Oh, this is going to be great! You need to get the marks of Dibella from Boli, Hofgrir, and Indaren. Not sure how you're going to do that. Then just confront Helga with them, and the rest works itself out. Try and get those marks without violence, please. I don't want to be responsible for their deaths.
I'm off work at the Blackbriar Meadery. I'll be back there in the morning. She's an absolute pleasure to work for. In fact, I almost feel guilty. Why, just this last week, I was commenting to my fellow meadery workers just how lucky we are to be working for such a charitable family. Look, if I'm caught saying anything bad about the meadery, I'm the 4th person to work the tasting counter in the last year. The last 3 are at the bottom of Lake. Just take my advice and just get out of Riften as soon as... Lady Maven's been developing the secret recipe. She uses a very secret blend of spices, fresh honey from Golden Glow Estate, and even when you get to the last sip in your flagon, it'll taste just as good as the first. Damn it. Sorry. Look, just don't say anything to Maven, will you? I've spent weeks trying to get that right, and if she sees how stupid I am, she'll get rid... Yeah, fired. Sure, that's what I meant. Travel safe.
Please, don't take the statue. It's the only thing of value I have left. You have my statue. What are you going to do? Not Lady DeBella. No! I get the message. Here, take your gold. I hope you choke on it.
Looking for work? I need someone to deliver a message to Sibby Blackbriar. Ah, well, I recently approached Sibby Blackbriar about buying Frost, one of the fine... I paid Sibby half the cost of Frost up front, but before he could deliver, Maven had him locked up. Sibby... I want you to talk to Sibby for me. Then I want you to bring me Frost and the lineage papers that prove the whole... Ah, you're a smart woman. That's Head to the Riften jail and talk to Sibby. Get him to tell you where Frost and his lineage paper... You'll be well paid for your time. I'm not exactly comfortable around guards or jails. Definitely not when associates of mine have been... No idea, but whatever he did, it must have angered Maven. No guard would lock up a Blackbriar without the old lady's permission. I'll meet you outside of town.
So, can I interest you in anything today? Catchy, isn't it? In my youth, I was a fisherman. I had a beautiful ship named... I ended up selling that ship to open this place. Seemed only fitting to... If I had been smarter, I would have kept my boat. Coming to this city was a... The question is, this city is corrupt. Rotten to the core. No one cares about anything except themselves, and how much coin they can make off the misery of others. What? So Brynjolf doesn't even bother to show up himself anymore, eh? What's the... Petty threats and fist-waving are not good. You demand payment for protection, and you... Don't fool yourself. It's only a matter of time before you people are run out of... Likewise. Now I have a lot to do. So I'm afraid you'll just have to leave. I can't pay. I can't.
Just pay them, Bercy.
Stop! That's priceless!
This isn't happening.
If I had it, I'd pay. There's no need to do that.
This isn't happening.
No! That urn was priceless. All right, I get it. I'll pay on time. Here, take your gold, and leave me in peace.
Where'd you come from?
No more! I yield! I yield! That's the best you can do! Oh!
That'll teach you.
People of Riften, heed my words. The return of the dragons is not mere coincidence. This is one of the signs that Lady Mara is displeased with your constant inebriation. Put down your flagons filled with your vile liquids, and embrace the teachings of the Handmaiden of Kine.
No, Maramo. We talked about this. Talon?
Blessings of Mara upon you. Wonderful. Where to begin? Mara is the goddess of love. The temple spreads her gifts by tending to the... We also perform wedding ceremonies for all the loving couples in Skyrim. Yes, if you were ready, of course. Are you familiar with how marriage works in Skyrim? Typically, love in Skyrim is as earnest as the people who live here. Life is hard. A person who is looking for a spouse simply wears an amulet of Mara. When another person shows interest and the two agree to be together, one of them comes to the temple and we arrange a ceremony. Here you are. Now, remember, people in Skyrim respond to deep. Good luck. Mara bless you. Mara's domain encompasses the emotions we strive the most to embrace. Love. It's difficult to appreciate her gifts in these dark times, but you should consider her light a beacon in the storm. Kirava, certainly we can come to some sort of an understanding.
Yeah.
These people must be
What's your
made
problem?
aware of the chaos they've sown.
Enough,
I knew
Mama.
that
We've
stupid
all
kid
heard
would
of
try
the
and find a way to
dragons
weed.
and their return.
Look, this is really
No need to
simple.
use them as
I
an
lent him some
excuse to
gold, he
harass
promised
our
to pay me back,
customers.
and now he says he's
Very
broke.
well, Talon.
End of story.
I'll remove myself from this den of iniquity.
We're not
I don't
kicking you
care.
out.
A deal's a deal.
Just keep the sermons at the temple and let us all sin in
All right,
peace.
all right. Take it easy. No idea why you'd care about a Tell Shadra I'm forgetting about his debt.
What do you want? I met her when I wandered into Riften a few years ago. Been smitten with her ever since. In fact, in Blackmarsh, tradition dictates we present a potential mate a unique wedding. I already have the gold band, but all I need are 3 flawless amethysts to complete the setting. Here. I want you to accept this as payment for your sacrifice. And we both thank you. 3, in fact. They're my own rest. First is the Velvet Lechance, which is a mixture of blackberry, honey. Second, we have the White Gold Tower, which is heavy cream with... Last, and only for the bravest of souls, we have the Cliff Racer, which is firebrand wine, with the rumors going around about how poorly your guild... I'm not that foolish. The last thing I want is a war with your people. Look, I'm only telling you this because I care for her. Don't mistake this. Kirava has some family at a farm just inside of Morrowind. Just please don't harm anyone. I couldn't bear the thought.
I
If
hope we
you'll
bump into
excuse
each other
me,
again.
I have other things to attend to. What do you want?
Here for a room or something to drink? Show me some coin first. Look, everything was all just a misunderstanding. I didn't mean to tell Brynjolf to go... Take this. Every single coin I owe is there. I swear it.
Someone there?
Ha! Found you!
Where'd you come from?
You're gonna pay!
That'll teach you.
So, job's done and you even brought the gold. Best of all, you did it clean. I like that. Dumping bodies and keeping the guards quiet can be expensive. Well done. And it would seem I owe you something in return. Here you go. I think you'll find these quite useful. Judging from how well you've handled those shopkeepers, I'd say you've done more than simply prove yourself. We need people like you in our out. That's the spirit. Larceny's in your blood. The telltales. I think you'll do more than just fit in around here. What's on your mind? We've run into a rough patch lately, but it's nothing to be concerned about. Tell you what, you keep making us coin, and I'll worry about everything else. Fair enough? Now, if there are no more questions, how about following me and I'll show you what we're all about? Mercer, this is the one I was talking about. Our new recruit.
This better not be another waste of the guild's resources, Brynjolf. Before we continue, I want to make one thing perfectly clear. If you play by the rules, you walk away rich. You break the rules and you lose your share. No debates, no discussions. You do what we say, when we say. Do I make myself clear? Good, then I think it's time we put your expertise to the test.
Wait a moment. You're not talking about Golden Glow, are you? Even our little Vex couldn't get in.
You claim this recruit possesses an aptitude for our line of work. If so, let her prove it. Golden Glow Estate is critically important to one of our largest clients. However, the owner has suddenly decided to take matters into his own hands and shut us out. He needs to be taught a lesson. Brynjolf will provide you with the details.
Mercer, aren't you forgetting something?
Oh, yes. Since Brynjolf assures me you'll be nothing but a benefit to us, then you're in. Welcome to the Thieves Guild.
Welcome to the family, lass. I'm expecting you to make us a lot of coin, so don't disappoint me. Simple. Do as you're told and keep your blade clean. We can't turn a profit by killing. You should talk with Delvin Mallory and Vex. They know their way around this place, and they'll be able to kick some extra jobs your way. Oh, and talk to Tanelia in the Flagon. She'll set you up with your new armor. Golden Glow Estate is a bee farm. They raise the wretched little things for honey. It's owned by some smart-mouthed wood elf named Arengoth. We need you to teach him a lesson by burning down 3 of the estate's hives and clearing out the safe in the main house. The catch is that you can't burn the whole place to the ground. That important client Mercer mentioned would be furious if you did. The guild depends on an arrangement of influential people to keep things. Without them at our backs, we'd be in serious trouble. Maven prefers that Arengoth remains alive, but if he tries... The guild has a lot riding on this. Don't make me look foolish by mucking it up. They're built like small fortresses to resist the weather, but their one weakness is flame. Besides, nothing tells the people of Riften we mean business better than a huge I'll give you one good reason. Maven Blackbriar. Burn all the hives, and she'd have to import honey for Blackbriar meadery, which would cut into her profits. We had an arrangement with Maven. We kept an eye on Golden Glow Estate to make sure if the workers had a dispute, we'd rough them up. In return, Maven allowed us to extort Arengoth and bring in a... Let me put it to you, nothing happens in Riften without Maven's consent. One word from her, and you could spend the rest of the 4th era in... Golden Glow Estate brought in a mountain of gold for the guild. Then out of the clear blue, Arengoth stopped sending us our cut. So we send in Vex, and find out he's hired a bunch of mercenaries to guard the place. Aye. Arengoth sent the city guard packing and In fact, Vex barely made it out of there alive. You should talk to her about it before you go.
Don't you have better things to do than disturb me? I'd like to know why you're wasting time asking about it when you should already be on your way.
Before we begin, I want to make 2 things perfectly clear. 1, I'm the best infiltrator this rat hole of a guild's got. So if you think you're here to replace me, you're dead wrong. And 2, you follow my lead and do exactly as I say. No questions, no excuses. Easy, huh? So, should I just hand you purses of coin, or are you gonna work? Let me give you a small bit of advice. Nothing in this line of work is easy. If something's being handed to you on a silver platter, then there's a catch. Steal the platter. Then we understand each other. Now, it's time to get your feet wet. And I don't want to waste a lot of time talking about anything but business. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it for you. We're in a bad way down here. Who knows? Old Delvin thinks it's some kind of curse. I think he's crazy. If you want my opinion, I'd say it's just plain old bad luck. You can get out there and start making a name for us again. Make them start fear. And while you're at it, make a little bit of coin on the side. Not a bad deal, eh? Alright, but if you get arrested, don't blame it on me. Been a while since I've seen one of those. What you've got there is a stone of Baron Zaya. Not like that, it isn't. The stone was pried off of Baron Zaya's ceremonial crown by a thief in order to cover his tracks. I think there were 24 in all. Most people keep them as a curiosity. Some of the guild members have tried to locate them over the years, but they haven't been successful. Well, until now. Look, I only buy things I can turn around quickly for a profit. And no one wants these stones unless they... Tell you what, if you find the rest of them, talk to me again. Otherwise, keep it. Maybe it'll bring you luck. Yeah, I did. That wood elf's wit. He's a lot smarter. Can you believe that fetcher had more than tripled the guard? There must have been 8 of them in there. It was like he was daring us to come and get him. Well, there's an old sewer tunnel that dumps into the lake on the northwest side. That's how I slipped in there. Should still be unguarded. Are you kidding me? Ever since the guild's luck turned sour, And when the coin dried up, we had the best of everything down here. The only way this place will ever return to its glory days is if we can finish these extra... The Flagon was once a city beneath the city. We had our own smith. If we can make a name for ourselves in Skyrim once again, best of all, we'd have enough gold to throw around so we could start living in the lap of luxury again. If you're ever in need of some quick coin for items you find... And besides myself, Delvin, Niruin, and Vipper can help you with any sort of training you might need to sharpen your... I handle the burglary, shell, sweep, and... If you don't like that kind of work, talk to Delvin. He runs the more up-close and personal jobs. Hey, I still have plenty of work to do here.
So you're the new recruit, huh? Well, looks like you and I are gonna have to get very well acquainted. I'm the fence down here. You come by anything you don't exactly own, and I'll pay you some coin for it. I can also provide a few supplies useful to our trade now and again. Sure, how about I get Dirge to knock you over your head? Look, I've been in this business a long time, and I've seen all types. You can play it tough, or you can At the end of the day, you'll find that all we care about down here is how much gold you can... Good, then there isn't much... Here's your armor. Just make sure you put it to good use. Well, you could always speak to Delvin or Vex, or if you're looking for training, we've got plenty of it down here. Delvin, Vex, Niruin, and Vipper can give you a leg up on that. Why don't you take a look at some of my merchandise, and we'll see what kind of deal we can make. Until next time.
Brynjolf, eh? Let me guess. He just plucked you off the street and dropped you into the thick of things without telling you which way is up. Am I right? See, that kind of attitude comes from someone who wants to get rich. So, if you've got the nerve, I've got plenty of extra jobs. Look around you. The flat. A few decades ago, this place was as busy as the Imperial City. Now, look, I know the others think I'm a bit daft for saying stuff like this. Something out there is piss-drunk mad at us. I don't know who or what it is. I'll tell you what we do. We spit in that curse's face, and that's where you come in. I've got plenty of work. All you need to do is ask, and we can both come out of this smelling like a rose. Watch yourself out there. The mercenaries are in Goth hire to train killers. Just ask our poor little Vex.
So, you're Brynjolf's new protege, eh? Don't look like much to me. I don't know about the others, but the flagon used to be packed every night with the boy. Last few years have been pretty bad. I've almost closed. Now that I have a buyer with, shall we say, a very... I'm told they're the ravings of a madman. A wisp. It's said to be spread across 4 volumes, and very hard to come. Then we have a deal. In his later years, Arundel moved into some ice caves known as Ingvild. He preferred the solitude in... Recently, a woman was found. The only information the guard could get from her were tales of strange experiments, and only rumors. He used to have a home in Dawnstar until the people say he was doing unspeakable experiments on... After he made for Ingvild, he was never heard from again. All right.
Wanted to say something to you. I think you're all right. In fact, I'm kind of impressed how well you're doing around here. Just keep it between... Pull up a chair, my friend. This is quite a tale. When I started out in this business, I wasn't really interested in the guild or being a thief. I didn't mean to imply I was earning an honor. With my lock-picking aptitude, I was a natural at jailbreaking. It's where a client pays you to get arrested, and you get usually it's to free someone the client cares about, and sometimes... Either way, the trick was in the escape. And that's where my... Well, as a jailbreaker, you work alone. I do jobs for the Thieves Guild and the Dark Brotherhood, but if things didn't go as planned, I was on my own. And the last jailbreak I attempted failed. I was After that, I promised myself I'd never do it again. I don't know. I think I realized that out in the world, my skills... Killing someone in a jail is much easier than what the Dark Brotherhood deals with. I already knew Delvin. I asked if I could join up, and that was that.
Got a minute? Wanted to say something. My father told me he found me as a young boy in the wreckage of a ship. All he found in my pocket was a tiny smooth stone. No one does. I've even taken the... I must have spent every last coin I've made with the guild trying to find out what it means. Perhaps they could be nonsense, inane scribble. But if not, if they actually mean something, they might tell me where I'm... Actually, the fisherman who found me, the man I thought it was fitting, I suppose. I never changed it because it never... I appreciate that. Keep to the shadows.
Where'd you come from? That'll teach you. Did you hear something? Who's there? I knew I heard something. It's nothing. That'll teach you.
You should have come here.
Where'd you come from?
Skyrim belongs to the North.
Done and done.
I'm just out and about, love. The Bannered Mare can do without me for a bit, I suspect.
Tell me, do you believe in mighty Arche, god of life and death? I'm glad to know that, because I need your help. My amulet of Arche. It's the source. I misplaced it in the catacombs. Without that amulet, I'm powerless to confront them. I'll just wait here and make sure nothing foul escapes the catacombs.
Ascended from flesh to rule the realm of spirit. The very idea is inconceivable to our elven overlords.
What a curious city. It's so open.
The Imperial machine enforces the will of the Dalmor against its own people. So rise up.
Have you been bringing the battle to the Silver Hand, friend? I wish I could be there with you. Excellent. Looks like you've really driven them into hiding. Keep this up. We'll wipe them out. The Silver Hand has been scouring the world for more. One group is hidden out in the Pale. Get it back, for the honor of us all.
Let me show you the power of Talos Stormcrown, born of the North, where my bread is long winter.
Who's there? That'll teach you. Who's there? Where'd you come from?
I spend so much time among the dead, I sometimes forget how much I miss the company of the living. Oh, thank Arkay! Please, take this gold for your troubles. And the blessing of Arkay be upon you.
What do you want?
Ah, good day, my friend. A group of mercenaries came through town and sold their spoils, and my contacts informed me of a rare item amongst the haul. I thought you may want to use it, or perhaps place it on display.
Need something? It's one of them Imperial scholars, right? Might be that I got enough troubles on my mind just trying to scrape by. Can't help you, friend. I might remember better if my... Suits me just fine. Where do you want to go? Climbing back and we'll be off. Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red who came riding to Whiterun from old Rorikstead.
Who's there? I knew I heard something.
I'll fix you good. Must have scared him off. When will you finish?
Where'd you come
Need a ride? Solitude's been... Oh, let's see, what else? If you need it, you can get a room for a fair price. Where do you want to go? Climbing back and we'll be off.
I'd read stories about the Solitude Wing.
Giddy up
I
there.
didn't expect it to be that big.
Yes?
Been a murder over in Riften. Some old lady who runs an orphanage. Those poor children must be heartbroken.
Divine's sake, Skald. Who do you think we're threatening with our old war wounds? We're not soldiers anymore.
Your man Horik is wearing his old Legion armor. What should I make of that?
He's proud of his service, Skald. The Legion taught us loyalty, and we're loyal to Dawnstar.
This isn't over. I catch you sending one letter to General Tullius. I'll have you both executed.
You come to Dawnstar at a bad time. Tempers are fiery. Not a single man or woman in Dawnstar has gotten a good night. If people aren't tired, they're angry. And if they aren't angry, they're I hear Mara has sent one of her priests to the inn to try to calm people down. But I don't... Skald supports Ulfric's rebellion, and he doesn't like having a couple of... He's a fool. A dragon has attacked Helgen. Dawnstar needs the Empire... Drowning your troubles in mead? A lot of folks are doing... As for work, you could try to catch Skald in a good mood, but your best bet would be working in the mines. They're on opposite ends of town.
As if Skyrim didn't have enough outsiders. Now we've got mercenaries from Hammerfell strutting about.
What troubles you, my daughter? The entire town is being plagued by horrible nightmares. They're in serious danger, but I'm afraid there's little I can do about it. These dreams are manifestations. She has an awful hunger for our memories. I must end her terrible influence over these people. I need to return. Perhaps you'd be willing to assist me in that regard. I've already said too much. I would simply ask that you trust me and help me end Dawnstar's... Wonderful. Nightcaller Temple is only a short walk from Dawnstar. Come, we must hurry. Vermina resides in a strange realm known as Quagmire. From her citadel at the center, she reaches forth to collect our memories, leaving nothing in return. Who can say? Perhaps she collects them. Whatever the case may be, her intentions are far from benevolent. I promise to answer all of your questions. Follow me. Follow me. It's this way. It feels good to finally have a chance to help these people. Helplessly watching them suffer has been difficult. The tower on that hill is our destination. People around here call it the Tower of the Dawn. I'm not familiar with the tower's history, but it was deserted for quite a long time before Nightcaller Temple was established inside. When the temple was active, the priests would rarely be seen in Dawnstar. They preferred to live a solitary existence. The temple's been abandoned for decades now. Ironic, isn't it? A ruin within a ruin. There's a small shrine to Mara I established inside the tower's entry hall. I was hoping to seek spiritual guidance from her. Perhaps my prayers were answered,
your reason for stumbling across Dawnstar is more than a mere coincidence.
That'll teach you.
Before we enter, I must warn you about the dangers that could be lurking within. Years ago, this temple was raided by an orc war party seeking revenge. They were being plagued by nightmares, just like the people of Dawnstar. No. Knowing they could never defeat the orcs, the priests of Vermina released what they called the Miasma, putting everyone to sleep. I'm concerned that when this place is unsealed, the miasma will dissipate, and they'll awaken, both orcs and priests alike. The miasma was created by the priests of Vermina for their rituals. It's a gas that places the affected in a deep sleep. Because the rituals would last for months or even years, the miasma was designed to slow down the aging. Sadly, yes. The longer an individual is exposed to the miasma, those who've been under the effect of it for extended periods of time have been known to lose their mind. In some cases, A few never awoke at all. Once we get inside, all will become clear. Give me just a moment, and I'll have this open. Now I can show you the source of the nightmares. Over here. Behold the Skull of Corruption, the source of Dawnstar's woes. We must reach the inner sanctum and destroy it. Come, there's no time to lose.
Where'd you come from? Done and
Damn it! The priest must have activated this barrier when the miasma was released. Impossible, actually. There may be a way to bypass the barrier, but I must check their library and confirm it can be done. I suppose there's no point in concealing. My knowledge of this temple comes from personal experience. I was a priest of Vermina. When the orcs invaded the temple, I fled. I've spent the last few decades living in regret and seeking redemption from Mara. I still have my key to the library. Whenever you're ready, let's move on. Lore holds that the Skull of Corruption holds a constant. The skull has been out of touch for so long. I fear it. What it does with these memories is just conjecture, and an argument for scholars and historians to this very day.